everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. I am Mrs. Andrea Whiteman.
I am Mr. Curtis Whiteman.
And we have our guest today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Our guest, what's your name, young lady?
Hello, my name is Adriana Whiteman.
Hello, Adriana, and?
Trevion Powell.
Hello, Trevion. So we have these beautiful young ladies with us today. I'm going to share our topic. As soon as we get into these questions, we'll share our topic with our two young ladies today.
All right. This is my favorite part. This is my portion.
All right.
All right. So we're going to start with you, Miss Adriana Whiteman. You.
Okay.
You. All right. So we're going to keep it simple questions today. It's real simple. All right. Today's question starts with this. Do you prefer baked food or fried? Baked or fried? What's your preference?
I don't really know. Can you give me an example of?
Okay. We have barbecue.
Okay.
You see baked chicken or fried chicken. Which one you going to?
I'll probably go for baked.
Okay, so you like baked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because fried it's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just baked is better, you know?
Baked is better. Okay.
Okay. Mine have to be fried. If I can go, if I saw chicken, I'm going to go for fried chicken. If I saw fish, I'm going to go for fried fish. Mine will be fried.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing the fried too.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to sound like a stereotype. But I think I'm doing the fried too. Mm-hmm. Depends on the mood, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to a fried. Mm-hmm. And this is not just chicken, everybody. It's just food in general.
Right. Because my thing is the texture.
Yes.
Like baked is, it's
that.
a little, that moistness on it. That
Yeah.
I like that fried. You get that crispy, crunchy. It's well done.
Right.
Should be.
Yeah.
I was thinking that about texture. Like, I don't like baked chicken if it's too wet.
Right.
Like, if I pick it up and it's, like, dripping, I'm going to put it down.
Right, yeah.
But I love a good piece of fried fish.
Right.
So I'm Switzerland.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Definitely. So fried.
Yeah.
Fried. 3-1.
I guess I'm the odd one out.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. It's okay. All right. Between summer or winter, what's your preference? Summer or winter?
Winter. I don't like to sweat.
Me, winter.
Yeah.
Winter. Yeah, the same thing.
I'm the same way.
I feel like if it's cold, at least I could put things on to get warm. But if it's hot, like even you take clothes, you still just hot. It's just hot.
I'm the same way.
I would say winter because many reasons. My birthday is near winter.
Yes.
Christmas, again, sweating. I just don't like sweating. And then it just takes too much to get cool. In winter, all you have to do is just put a blanket on, put some clothes on. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
You don't have to think about your outfits.
I'm into winter. I like winter a little more. I don't like ice. That's the only thing I don't like about winter. It's the ice.
Right. The snow is fine, but when it turns to ice.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, and it snows beautiful when it first falls. But like 2-3 days when it started turning brown and black, I'm like, we need to do something about this.
Right.
And then I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay. Next and final question. This might be a tricky question though. What's your favorite bad movie? Like it's a bad movie, but you keep watching it. What's your favorite bad movie?
I have to think on that one.
You do?
I don't really watch bad movies.
Right.
You don't watch bad movies?
If it was a bad movie, I wouldn't call it my favorite. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again.
You wouldn't watch this again?
No.
Okay. All right.
Like what? What? Give us an example. What's your favorite bad movie?
Well, you know I watch a whole lot of bad movies. Well, you're going to be like, this again? Okay, so, for example, it's kind of embarrassing. But I have watched The Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon way too many times.
Oh, I like that movie.
That's a bad movie.
No, it's not. Like the dance is like forever. Like you can go anywhere, any generation, and if I do this, you're gonna know exactly where it came from. You can't get with
So
that.
you consider that a bad movie. They don't consider that a bad movie.
I watched it, and I don't really enjoy it. But I'm like, it's on. I'm just gonna sit and watch it. Now I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing to watch it for like enjoyment. It's something better. I'm gonna watch that. But I have watched that movie.
Right. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Well, that's a classic movie, baby.
See? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Is that the name of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller. You don't know who Ferris Bueller is?
Wait.
You know Ferris Bueller?
No.
Oh my God, this generational thing.
With the animals.
No, he skipped school for some reason.
Yeah, with his friends. And
He
did
got
all
in
these
trouble.
Outlandish things.
Crashed the car. Was in the parade. He supposed to be in school sick. Homesick.
Right.
No favorite. No bad movies, y'all. Like someone would say this movie was rated bad. Everyone says it's bad. You ask the story, it's like no, it's not so bad.
I would say it's not like a bad movie, but it could be watched so many times it gets bad. So I would say The Game Plan.
You like that movie?
Yeah, but I watch it so many times, it's just like boring.
Now it's boring.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know the plot, I know everything, I know the twists and turns of it. So
it's not exciting to you no more.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
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 I hear you.
That's hard.
Well, if that's the case, I'll just be over Coming to America. I have watched that, but you know what?
That is a bad movie.
Whoa.
Whoa! Blasphemy!
That can't get with that one.
You don't like Coming to America?
No.
Not even a new one?
There's a new one?
Oh my God.
Like Coming to America, the 2 is in there. I think that one I really enjoyed too much. The second one, but Coming to America, it gets corny when the dad comes to America. Now I'm like, okay, movie off. All the laughs are over. All right, that's a tricky question. All right,
What's your movie?
Tears of the Sun. Like it's so sad. Like it's so sad, but I always want to go to the military, so I get to live like vicariously through the movie, and it holds me to my next urge of like I'm signing up for the military. Like I want the black ops missions, or whatnot, but I'm not going. It's a sweat, my hair,
Yeah.
in my
Yelling.
It's a
mind,
lot of work.
the running.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not meant for that.
Yeah. No, you definitely.
Wow, don't say definitely not. Just
No, not. I don't have the military mindset.
The dirt,
Yeah, you gotta.
no showers.
I'm surprised my brother made it. Well, he only did 4 years, so I guess he didn't. Hope he's not watching this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's move into our chat.
Okay.
All right, so we have PKs. We have, if you don't know what that is, that's a preacher's kid or a pastor's kid. So this young lady over here, Shaw-Whiteman, this is I can't almost say my namesake, but this is my baby. This is my daughter. And this is Miss Trevion Powell. This is my niece. You can't tell me it's not blood related. This is my niece. All right?
Right.
Thank you. So we're going to talk because we have a different perspective because we're the preachers, but they're the kids,
Right.
or the children, and all that. We just want to allow this generation to talk a little bit because I can imagine if we just tell my story a little bit. I'm not PK, but I was a spiritual son at a certain age, so I had little perks,
Right.
but I also had standards too. I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't say certain things. I did them anyway. But
Get in trouble.
there were certain rules and parameters I had to be in.
Right. Right.
But because it was a natural bond, I could just do it. I could just break those rules in a little bit, just a little bit. But I couldn't imagine being biologically someone's, not someone's child, but being a PK. Because I can imagine those rules and that standard is much different. So, we want to give these ladies the platform to share and talk. We're going to ask some questions, just a dialogue.
Right.
What does I don't use the word pressure, but that's the best word I could think of. Is there a pressure?
Is there a pressure?
Is there a
Right.
pressure to be a preacher's kid? Turner, let's start with you. Let's.
Yes. There is a lot of pressure being a preacher's kid. There are unspoken high expectations. No matter how much your parents say, like, no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything right. But it's just like, but I do. Because you can't preach to the congregation about bringing their children into ministry and getting them involved. And the first day they're going to tell you is, well, what about your kids? And then you're angry with us because we're not the example. And, you know, I was talking to TJ earlier, and he said, you know, it was hard. You know, our parents did the best that they could with what they had at the time. They were young, they were in ministry, they were having kids, you know, getting married and things like that. And it was difficult being a PK. I remember my father's ordination service. And everybody's congratulating him, and I was very happy for him, and I was proud of him. But I was very fearful what my life would look like after that day.
Wow. Okay.
Because after that moment, everyone's like caught up in high worship, and I'm just like, wow. It was hard before, but I know now it's even harder. Because whereas I was able to get away with certain things, like y'all watching me, but y'all not watching me. But now he is the example. And like my dynamic would change, our routine would change. I'm used to seeing you for a certain amount of time a day. You're needed, but you're not needed. Like you're not that first person. And now you are. And now I have to share. You share with your siblings. That's different.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like it's sharing. But now I'm sharing you with a group of people, their problems and their needs. And it's just like, I don't care about that. We do family day on Saturdays, and you're late. And now I'm upset. And then I don't want to go to church on Sunday. Now I don't want to participate. And it's just like, oh my God, your kids are so mean. It's just like, we're not mean. Just a little hurt.
A little jaded.
Right.
A little jaded.
Right.
A little upset.
Right.
And then when there's no transparency between parent and child, it creates a space that festers into something bigger, where conversations and moments like these could resolve them quickly and set up different, I think, grooves to make things better.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have that with my parents. When it just happened and life went on.
Right.
Like,
Because this is what it is.
this is what it is. There's no there's no conversation. And I remember I asked my dad, he never answered me. I said, did you ever ask us how your yes affected our lives?
That's good.
And it wasn't that we didn't want him to do it. It was just like, what that looked like for us.
That's a question. That's a question.
Like, what that looked like. Like, now you know, my skirt is long, but now it's more, is it fitted? Is it striped? Is there a split? Like, how many panels is it in now? You got Spanx? It's just like, I mean, last week I was wearing shorts.
Right.
Like, the shorts was working last week. But this week, I'm at Macy's, like 13, 14, getting fitted for Spanx. So it was it was challenging. So there is a pressure there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adriana, is there any pressure to being a preacher's kid? I mean, we're not pastors.
Right. We're not the senior pastor. But I'm a pastor, prophet of the house. A lot of responsibilities in the church. So how do you feel about that?
So I feel like it is definitely a pressure because at the same time you want to follow after your parents' mantle, but at the same time you want to go on your own path and figure out what you want to do with your own life. And it's like, my parents aren't the ones to force me to go to church, but at the same time I want to keep my relationship with God. And it's kind of hard to do that if I'm constantly like around church. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Like not going to church, but hearing about church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that does that make you feel like you have pressure to make decisions to do things in church?
Yes.
You do?
We was just doing this yesterday. Like I didn't know if I wanted to participate or not because it was Saturday. Wait, it was Friday yesterday.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
And like, I want to enjoy my Friday. I want to enjoy my Friday. I want to have a normal person Friday.
Right.
But it was just, do I want to participate? Because I know the church, they have heavy opinions. And something inside me has said, like, no, I don't want to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Um, do you ever feel like you were forced to do something that you really didn't want to do, but because your name was called, or you know that your parents are pastors, or they're in the church, and you got to do it because that what we were talking about on Sunday, because I said so,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Do you feel like you've had that experience because your parents said so, you just had to do it?
Yes. I enjoyed dancing a lot, but I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
I felt as though that was my form of worship. And it has started to feel like a job.
Okay.
And it's just like, God, we're not connecting here no more. Like, I don't feel your presence when I do this. So
Okay.
it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's just like, my dad coming around Saturday night, hey, can you do this tomorrow? I'm like, this is not how I prepare for a moment like this. Like, as a liturgical dancer, am I saying that word right?
Right. Liturgical.
Oh, thank God. I would be like in my word. I'm worshiping throughout the week. Like,
Right.
I'm meditating on the song. Like, I'm journaling on the song. I'm like, what does these words mean to me? I'm looking at the lyrics. So I have a routine.
Right.
For me to meet God there. And now it's being disrupted, and I didn't like it. So then it started to feel like a job. And then when the other young children in church want to do it, who are they going to ask?
Right.
Who are they going to look to? Even if I wasn't the head of the department, I am the first family.
Right.
And that's something that I do. As a young kid, if it was vice versa, I'm looking at her like, she having a good time. I want to do it with her.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
I can't say, I really don't want to share this. 'Cause that's what it felt like. 'Cause I didn't want to share this. Like, this was something, this was mine with God, my time. It wasn't about like performance or being the only one or in the spotlight. Like, I'm inviting you guys in our little moment.
In your moment. Right. Right. Right.
Whereas, like, you all understand it. Like, when I'm dancing, y'all are really not here. Like, it's just me and the Father. Like, I'm worshiping, and he's awning on me, and I'm in his presence, and I'm full. Like, at the end, it's just like, I forgot y'all was here.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
full. Like, I got what I needed. Like, I was just with him. Like, this was great. And it just felt a little disturbed. And then I just like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. And it was heartbreaking. It felt like I ended a relationship.
Wow.
And then I was lost because like I've never worshipped you in a different area. So I don't know, like, I know to lift my hands and sing. But like now I really got to be in my living room, like really just sitting there rocking and listening to the music and really exalting you. It's just like, this is new.
Right. Right.
This
Right.
is so different.
Right.
Like, it's cool, but it's not what it used to be.
That is something I think that we not that we miss in church, as I don't want to say that we miss it, but we have to be in tune to what is your God-given gift. Like you said, you felt like that was just your special time with you and God, how you worship. And when you weren't able to do it in the way that you felt was your worship to God, you didn't want to do it anymore. I think that in that we have to see where God has taken our children and us as parents to cultivate just that gift. Not to say, okay, so now you're going to try this, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. If that was your niche, that was your gift, that was your thing. And we have to be sensitive to know if you say, you know, I that's not how I prepare. You can't tell me Saturday night to dance Sunday morning because I'm not prepared spiritually because you haven't given me the time. We have to be okay with, okay, then I'll be prepared for the following session so you have the whole week instead of saying that, okay, now we're disappointed because you're not going to do it. We don't want our children, but we want to. I think I was just having this conversation with you that I want to invest in your gift, whatever that gift is that God has given you. As your mother, I want to invest in it. Not that I'm pushing you to do something that you want to do, but I do want to invest in what you love, what you feel like is your God-given talent, what you feel like God has given you that you're special, that is special to you. So, like, I know Adriana loves music. I know that she loves singing. She loves dancing. But I want to invest in, so, if it means music lessons, if it means vocal lessons, if it means whatever it is, I want to invest in that. But I want it to be your choice as well. So, do you feel like you're able to make the choice, or do you feel like sometimes you're pushed into doing things? And what do you feel like your gifting is?
Which question do you want me to answer? That was a lot. Can you repeat it?
Okay, so do you feel like you have a choice, that you have your own choice to choose what you want to do?
I do feel like I can choose, but at the same time, when it comes to church and they want me to do like the welcome or something, they wouldn't tell me till the day that I have to do it. Like you.
That's mommy, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But other than church, I feel like I do have a choice, and I do feel like my choice is singing, even though I don't like singing in front of people. But I'm glad that she's here to help me tap into that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, then I did good with kind of investing in your singing. That's something that you
Pat
want
yourself
to
on
do.
the back. Jesus.
Listen, of course, because like I said, we want to direct our kids. We want to help them focus and get them on a path. But then, you don't want to be told, okay, you got to do this. That's not.
So my thing is, I feel that I always say preachers. It's just as parents that happen to go to church, whether you're a preacher or not. I feel like sometimes we look for spiritual gifts, but we don't look for the natural things our kids do well.
Yeah.
Like, we want them to become preachers, but why not become a doctor or a lawyer or accountant? It's like, why are we forcing our kids to operate in these four walls when there's the world?
Right.
Like, like, God bless you if you can sing and you call to preach, but why can't you be a preacher and a politician? Like, all those things. Like, it's possible.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
And I've seen so many people say, especially PKs, like, please don't kill me. But you trying to pass your church on to your son. He can't preach and he don't want ministry. But because you think the anointing is biological, it's going to inherit something that's not on them.
Right.
They could be a horrible preacher, horrible pastor, but what if they're supposed to be destined to be the president and be effective? So I just feel as a parent, we need to look from a wide lens instead of just saying, how are you going to gift yourself for the church? We need to be gifts for the world.
Right.
Like, don't limit yourselves to the church. So I'm saying all that to say, have you ever felt like your gifts were just limited to the church? Like, there's other gifts that you have. There's other things you can do. Have you ever felt like, I don't say limited, but have you felt that way? Have you ever felt like, I'm only good here? Like, were your parents, or did you have, not just your parents, have you ever felt pressure to say, oh, I gotta be a preacher. I gotta be a dancer, a praise and worship singer. Like, or...
I don't know. That is not my experience. Now, my brothers, on the other hand, that's their experience. But I will say my parents did do a good job expanding our horizons. Like, they knew I wanted to get into medicine, so they would find little like fairs that introduced like different departments of medicine. Like, I knew I wanted to be a doctor, but I never knew what kind of doctor I wanted to be. Or At one point, I wanted to be a forensic psychologist. So my mom's job has fairs that shows different departments in her department. So I was able to do things like that, or like whatever school we went to, it had that specialty.
Excellent.
You know, we talked about college. That was a big thing in my household. Education was key. So not that church was above my education. They were there. So although we're going to church on Sunday, and this is what life looks like, good grades and what you want to do,
Right.
it was important to them.
Right.
Yes.
And it wasn't church forced. Like, I didn't have to be a doctor to come heal everybody in the sanctuary. No. It was just more like, okay, Monday through Friday, like, what we doing with life? Like, okay, you want to be a doctor? Okay, what schools dedicate this? You want to dance too? Do they have a minor? Like, things like that. So I can give that to my parents. They were good about that.
That's excellent.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah, they were good with that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Everybody tilted their heads at the same time. I'm like,
Did I feel like I was forced to? Was that the question?
not forced to, but do you feel balanced? Like we're pushing every gift out of you. Like we're just not limiting you to being great at
To do the
church.
church stuff, right?
Yes, I feel like it's a good balance, but I do have. I wouldn't. Is it boundaries? Not. I don't know, but I don't really like doing too much with my talents because I'm really shy, and I don't really sing in front of people. I don't talk a lot, so when you tell me to push that out of me, it's like I can't. It's like it's a hard time. So, yeah, that's what I think about it. And usually when I dance, it's like that's the only thing I don't have a problem with because I've done it so many times, and it's like spiritually I'm there already. But anything else is a hard time pushing me to do it.
Okay.
Do you think if you sang more that
No.
you'd be as comfortable as?
No.
Because to me, this is not daddy talking. To me, that sounds like shyness.
No. With singing,
It's constant no. Stay firm with that no.
yeah. With singing, it's like if you hit a wrong note, it's embarrassing, and you just want to hide and disappear and evaporate.
We
But
have seen some stuff.
that happens to give you experience, though. I mean, even okay, what you see in church, you know, with preaching and dancing and all of those things, you're gonna make some mistakes. There are gonna be some errors. It's you know, a learning experience. It helps you to know, okay, I have to either practice or rehearse more. I have to be more prepared for this. But when I look at your ability or your gift to sing or dance, it's not just limited to the church. Like, I can see you singing on Broadway. I can see you singing, dancing as do you remember I was asking you about what show were we watching? I don't know if it was the VMA Awards or whatever awards show. BET Awards, right. And they had the dancers, especially like during the Usher tribute, and all the girls were dancing and stuff. I was like, Adriana, would you do that? Would you dance like? Because that's the kind of dancing, you know, it does not have to just be in church, right? Liturgical. Because if God gave you that gift and you're using that gift for the world, I mean, you know, yes, we're not going to say that you're going to be raunchy and you're going to be doing all this stuff. But if your gift is to dance and you're on stage dancing, then that does glorify God. You're using the gift, the talent that he gave you. So I don't want you to think that, you know, when we say you have your gift and your talent, that it can only be used in church. No, I want you on stages. I want you on platforms. If you can be at the, you know, I know who you love. Your favorite is Coco Jones.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
She has that gift, and if you hear her talk about it, she loves God. She's a worshiper. All of that. But she, her talent has taken her to many platforms, to many stages, and so that's where I want you to be. It's not just limited for the church. Of course, you want to use it for the church as well, but it's not just limited to that because God gave you that gift. We want to share it with the world.
Okay, but the thing is, I know it's not only limited to the church, but right now, I think I want to be a therapist. I don't want to be a full-time singer or a full-time dancer. I want
Okay.
to have
Yeah, you have
like
shared that.
a real life job. I don't want to be a celebrity or anything.
Okay.
Like,
I get it.
I want to be like helping people. I want to be a social worker.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
I'll be having my little breakdowns and stuff, and she'd be like 5, 6 years old. So like, Daddy, calm down, sit down, to have some water, calm down, just breathe. And I'm like, here I am, a 6-year-old. I'm like, okay, fine.
It worked though.
So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Because my thing is, I never want, and this for you as well, I never want the wound of church to come from the house.
Right.
I mean, people outside, I mean, they're going to hurt you too. But you recover a lot faster from those wounds.
Yes.
But when we come in from home, it's like, oh, when I leave this house, I'm never coming back.
No, for real.
I mean, it's a thought, and
Right,
people
right.
have done it. But my thing is, even beyond that is, and this is why we have so many church conversations at home, Adri, because my thing is to not have a relationship with church, but have a relationship with God. So even if you're not going to church every week, at least there's some kind of intimacy with God. You're talking, you're praying, you know, you're reading, whatever that is, whatever the relationship with God is. My thing is, when you get of age, or well, you're of age, you know, that you just don't totally forget or what you did, and what, you know, because at the end of the day, my thing is, the church is, people say it's the people. Yeah, it's the people, but if you never go up back in the church ever again, I don't want the damage to come from your childhood. Oh, I was in church 7 days a week. I'm done. I'm out. I'm never going back. You know, I just feel a way about that. You know, y'all not totally turned off yet, are you?
Right. That you're not turned off from church, from family.
Yeah.
From right expectations.
Their experience is a lot different from others that backslidden or came off church. Like, I didn't grow up in church. You know, I met my pastor at 13 years old. I know that I was treated like a PK. I met God at 14 years old.
Okay.
So I had 13, 14 years of just being out there. You know, where
Right.
you grew up in
Grew up
church,
in
baby.
Right. Right.
Church baby. You know, it's different.
Very different.
It's very different. The standard is much higher.
It is.
And right for the same for me. Like my mother always, she would send us to church, take us to church. We would go to church with grandma. But it wasn't that my parents had responsibilities that held us to church. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we went to church. We started more in church once John started preaching. And then it was, you know, go with him to afternoon engagements, go with him out to preach where he was going. And by that time, because I was older, you know, he was 16, so I was, you know, almost 18. And so I was older. And so it wasn't so much of, you know, from a little baby that I had all of these responsibilities. So, you know, and that was okay. It was by then, it was my choice to do it. You know, I wasn't forced to do that. But so it wasn't like I grew up as a baby. Oh, my parents are pastors. I got to be in church. They're preaching this and that. It wasn't that.
Gotta be paying attention.
Right.
No,
Right.
seriously.
Right.
The text from the pulpit go crazy.
Right.
Why is your head not up?
And that poor kid's be so malnourished. I remember going to the store for this baby, getting her cookies and
hungry.
and Capri Suns.
Right.
These kids are not eating on Sundays.
We're not. We're very hungry. We're
Right,
very famous.
right.
Please, give me something to eat.
Like in my
Right.
adult life on a Sunday, I'm not hungry.
Right.
Like I drink
God.
water and a little snack.
We snacked on Sundays. There's no
Right.
meal.
Right.
No
right.
meals.
So, my baby, I'm sorry, Trey. Now, if you could advise this young lady here, like just not even advise, just I don't want to say tell you a story, but if you could advise her from someone that been through it, like what would you say, even to a random viewer, like what was that like, and how did you continue in your relationship with God?
Some time ago, a couple years ago, my life changed. And I had to learn a whole lot about God that I didn't know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know him for myself. And if I could teach you anything, know him for yourself. Like, know for sure who he is. I know it's so hard to get caught in between, like, your parents are leaders and you're at church every Sunday, and it becomes like a routine, almost like a job. You have to spend that time. You have to be, like, mature enough to take that time for you and God. When I departed from my home in college, it was rough. It wasn't so much that I wasn't home. I was trying to connect to something that I felt like I didn't have. I didn't know how to. Everybody says you could just open up the Bible, but how?
Yeah.
Like, it's open, but like, what am I gonna read?
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna read about? Like, if I'm hurting, what scriptures am I gonna look to? If I'm sad and I'm down and I'm depressed, what prayers do I pray? Like, at my big grown age, I've learned that when you can't say nothing else, when you just cry out and just call out to him, and the tears,
Right.
he understands my tears. I didn't know that. And then I hated the church, hated everything. I didn't want to go. I don't want to listen to gospel music. I was just that triggered because I didn't know the difference. So for a long time, it was a big stray because I didn't know that I could have God and not just be there for a little bit. That he would allow me this time to not make me sit there in my hurt. He would allow that. I didn't know that. That he would allow me to just take a beat and let's just make sure you and I are here before I send you back or a new place. Like, I couldn't go to church at all. Like, I just couldn't do it. And I didn't pray. And it just changed my whole countenance. And I would just say, try your best to not be so. They got their own responsibilities, and that has nothing to do with you. Like, I almost, it don't have nothing to do with you. It don't. I mean, as kids, we take that on because we want to protect you. As your child, we want to make you look good. You know, we don't want to say no. But then it's like, if I say no, it creates something for y'all. Then, you know, they like to throw, you can't tell me about my kids, it's your kids. It's just like, I just maybe needed that Sunday off. You know, I don't know. Maybe I would just say more transparency between parent and child or children.
Right.
You know, I wish with my family that we did more check-ins with one another. I wish that we were all a bit more honest about our experiences. And maybe things would be a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now we're still currently trying to navigate some stuff. And it's just like, it's not connecting because we didn't communicate about back then. So now it just feels like made up things. Like, we just add into the list.
Right.
So I would say now, like, on family game night, write down a whole bunch of questions, you know, Google some stuff, communicate, spend more time. Parents, y'all get a little caught up in the job sometimes.
Okay.
Y'all do.
Right.
Like, we used to having y'all. And then to share you with not only the ministry, your responsibility, your leaders, and then the spiritual children. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And I think sometimes spiritual children don't understand you're just their spiritual child. You still don't know them the way we do.
No, yeah.
Because think about it. Just because they're close and they're coming to your house, they're still a persona.
Right.
I've had spiritual children in my home, and I'm like, these are not my parents. Because if I would have asked, the answer would have been no. So there's still some kind of reverence that you guys give. And we want the same boundaries.
Right.
There needs to be boundaries.
Right.
I feel like there are some things that you do with your spiritual children that you don't do with your natural. It's very different. If we're having family dinner, family game night, they don't always have to be there.
Right.
Because there might be a
Boundaries.
time that I want to talk about something with just y'all that I'm not, you may be ready to share, but I'm not.
Right.
You know, or putting our family stuff out there. Ask me if I'm okay with that. I know you want to teach and transparency is key, but sometimes,
I've done that.
you
I
know,
feel I've done that before.
we get it. You wanna help.
Right, right.
You want to show that we're just as regular as they are. But it's just like, you can't give my testimony better than I can.
Right, right, right.
Because maybe it's not done yet.
Are you okay with telling it?
Because maybe I'm still feeling a little something about it, but now the entire church knows, and some people are not genuine, who can hear and be like, wow,
Right.
I'm so happy for what God has done for you.
Right, right, right.
And they're like, see, I told you she was perfect. And it's just like, you completely missed it. And then it builds some kind of distrust between parent and child.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But just more transparency, more trust, more communication, and just more boundaries. Yeah.
Okay. And having your own relationship
Yes.
with God.
Most of all.
However that is, whatever you feel, your relationship is with God. However you communicate with him, if it's through, reading the Bible or singing or praying, having your own relationship with God. That's good. So Adriana, how do you feel? Because there is an age gap with you. Adriana is about to turn 12. And
I'll be
Trevion,
25 in September.
Right, 25.
Fix it.
So, making you feel a little old. And so, there's a little age difference. But growing up in church, how do you feel? I mean, even now, with sharing your parents in church. And I mean, sometimes like, when we're in church and we're so involved with doing the things and the aspect in church, like, how do you feel about that? Like, you're not getting our one-on-one attention because we're doing, all the things that we do in church. How do you feel about that?
So like spiritual children, is that the question?
Yeah, with
whole gambit.
people, right? With people that's in church, how we engage with people, how we engage with you or not engage with you, or when we're working in church, how do you feel? With sharing us to do all of that.
Well, I wouldn't say sharing you because I'm your child,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I do feel like it is a priority with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys tend to put down everything well, not everything, but a lot of things for the church. So if another leader's calling you, it's like, oh, hold on, I gotta pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then with spiritual children, it's like, I'm your child, okay? And then you're giving that spiritual child advice and things like that. Whole time, I don't really like sharing, and I don't really like a lot of people. So both of them just don't collide.
Right.
And it's like, I wouldn't say it's jealousy because it's not, but why? It's just why. It's not like hatred or jealousy for the person. I would never hate somebody just off rip like that.
Right.
But why?
Why do they need our time and attention?
Yeah.
Right?
Because I know something might be going on with their parents, and I know that's hard. So, but you have God too. So like,
I totally agree.
Talk to God about it.
I totally agree. Like, what can they do that he can't? I totally agree. I understand that.
Right. So like you said, you're still learning about sharing, and you don't like a lot of people. And I do, and that's what parents, we have to understand our children's personalities. Adriana is not like she don't take to new people, people like that. So that's something we don't force on you, right? We don't force that part on you. So
No, we don't.
yeah. So. But I hope that talking, sharing today has opened doors for conversations with pastors, parents, with their
Preachers,
children, right?
leaders.
It opened up for children to be more transparent
There's
with
a pressure.
their parents.
There's a
to
pressure.
say that, this is comfortable for me and this is uncomfortable. I like this and I don't like this. one thing that I do like is that I'm able to give Adriana and Samuel a voice. I want to hear their opinions. I want, yes, I am. We are the authority, um, and we make the final decision. But we're able to give them a voice and give them a choice, and then talk it out. So I pray that has helped you today. You see these wonderful young ladies here. They're still growing in God. They're still tapping into who God has called them to be in whatever aspect that is in life. Trevion is pursuing medicine, and we're praying that God gives her with the anointing to do that, and you will visit her in a hospital or a clinic or urgent care, and you'll see Dr. Trevion, and that will
Or her
be
private
exciting.
practice.
Or her
Private practice.
or her private practice, and you'll be able to go visit Dr. Trevion, and then with Adriana and being a therapist when she goes into that aspect, but that the whole aspect of children in ministry. Thank you, young ladies, for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
It has been wonderful.
It has. I'm just so proud of both these young ladies.
Yeah.
I am a girl dad. I'm a
sure.
uncle for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
I just have my chest puffed out today. I'm just because I got both my babies here. This is
Right.
my first baby here.
Right.
You're right. We did.
I was
practice
everybody's
on you.
practice kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did.
Right.
everybody's practice kid.
Just we practiced.
Right.
Changing diapers and whatnot. So, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And this is my natural daughter. And
Yes.
no one come
Splitting
before.
image.
No one come before my children's.
Mm-hmm.
I said children's. Yes, I
Children's.
did. No one come before them. I love you both.
So thank you, ladies. Thank you for helping us on Mr. and Mrs. This has been another episode. Make sure that you like, love, and share. Comment. Leave your comments. Leave your questions. What would you like us to talk about? What is the next topic that you would like us to deal with here on Mr. and Mrs.? Send it in the chat. Make sure that you send your comments. We thank you so much for watching. Thank you for engaging in our conversation today. This has been another episode of Mr. and Mrs. We love you. Bye-bye for now.
Peace. Good night.